Oh, the sloth grabbed my hair, like tried to steal my sunglasses, so he grabbed onto my head.
I actually met the carpenter today, so he's been a carpenter for 60 years, so that was pretty cool.
And it's run by like this one lady, does everything. She's like the waitress, the cook, everything, and it's really nice. It's really wholesome.
Hey guys and girls, welcome on the Ask Japanese channel. I'm your flashy fashion reporter, Kathy Cat, and today we're going to go hit the streets of Tokyo and ask the tourists and visitors here what moment was absolutely amazing in Japan, what gave them a big smile, and I'll tell you a recent one that happened while we were actually doing these interviews at the end of the video. So let's go and ask foreigners in Japan. You touched down. Tell me a story that made you smile here in Japan.
Hanging out with my best friend and eating amazing food and playing with hedgehogs and going to cafes with cute capybaras. Loved it.
So you seem to be a big fan of the animal cafes.
I do love the animals, but I also love the shopping.
Tell us a funny story from the animal cafe.
Oh, the sloth grabbed my hair, like tried to steal my sunglasses, so he grabbed onto my head. Yeah, that's probably the funniest. And the capybara jumped into the water and splashed us. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Niigata. I'm from New York, but right now I'm living in Niigata.
Right. So you're more living on the countryside life then?
Yes.
How do you like it?
I love it. I love it so much.
Some truth that you discovered for yourself while you're here.
I think there's kind of like a curve regarding how you're treated based on how much you know, how much Japanese you know. And when you know a little bit, you get "Nihongo jouzu" a lot. And you get a little better, and you're still Nihongo jouzu. And then you hit a point of Japanese when you start making mistakes at the workplace. You get a lot more. Because they stop being impressed with your language and start saying, you should know by now. So you don't get those free passes anymore once you've been studying Japanese for long enough.
That is so true! And I've never heard anyone express it so perfectly. That is so right. I literally today got told off for something that I should have known. If you reach a point and the better your Japanese is, you don't get the gaijin card anymore.
So the first time I came to work in Japan, fresh out of college, I knew textbook Japanese, the old Genki 1, Genki 2. I didn't know a lot, right? I studied, I got better. And now, coming to Japan the second time, I'm kind of excited. I'm like, ready. Okay, I'm a capable worker. I can pull my weight. And so I tried to show off as much Japanese as I could, try my best to put myself out there. And all of a sudden I noticed that when I made mistakes, I would be like reprimanded a lot more than when I made mistakes in the past. And so I was like, did I make a mistake? Showing that I could speak Japanese.
There are actually a couple of people who on purpose will play the I don't speak Japanese so good card or the gaijin card so they can get off with a lot more.
Well, that's for when the NHK man comes.
Oh, when they knock on your door and ask you if you have your license.
Then you're like, no thank you, and you close the door.
I am not allowed to comment on this as I work for NHK.
Well, now I pay, of course, because they caught me and I had to fess up. So now I'm an honest citizen, living an honest life.
We approve.
I think Disney Sea or even USJ itself, they are very okay. Especially the staff. The staff, they make you feel like you're not working. Yeah, it makes you feel less uptight. It makes you feel more relaxed because it feels like you're in another world itself lah. How it makes it feels a lot better that as in it's a tourist attraction itself, but it's actually very different from us in Singapore. Like the places is much bigger, and also USJ itself, they have they have the Nintendo World. Disney Sea itself is like the only Disney Sea in the globe. Yeah, it's only in Japan. The place itself is all fully themed with more of princesses kind of theme, and as well as more of, which is less of what you usually see. So when we enter there, we felt like a kid. So we don't feel like we are like a working adult, but as well, we go there, we can be even as a working adult, we can be like a kid. Yeah, so it's a very nice place that it really made us smile because it made us feel like a kid again. Feels like a kid again. Yes.
Okay, so comparing Disney Sea and a theme park back home in Singapore, what's different?
Space, definitely. Yeah, it's really huge here. They really dressed up. Like back in Singapore, we are just in casual. They don't really bring the bears around. I think in Japan, they really dress up as the character and they really buy a lot and then they carry. It's quite cute.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. People think weeks in advance, what are we gonna wear for Disney? So it's like a whole thing to get dressed and prep for it. And you just go in your normal clothes.
No, just a little, go there and buy. Yeah.
Yes, especially the headbands. It's a must. It's a must get.
Of
Yeah. But in Singapore, we don't really buy as much. Not because it's different, but it's more of limited. It's in how to say, like, we come here as a tourist, then we might not know where we might be coming back as well. So we use the opportunity to buy all these more limited plushies that we couldn't buy in Singapore as well.
More vegetarian food, definitely. I love Japanese food so much, but since I stopped eating meat in Japan, there's very few vegetarians or vegans, so it's very hard to find food to eat here.
What would you eat like mostly during your trip then?
Mostly like just plain udon or ramen, salads, tofu. Sometimes it's mix and match things from 7-Eleven. Rice, lots of rice. Not too much, but we have found some really amazing vegan food as well.
We went to like a really nice gyoza place, like a vegan gyoza.
Yeah.
It had like 10 or 12 different types of vegan gyoza, which was really good. They've been like a bit harder to find, but they're like a diamond in the rough. Like when we find them, they're always really good. So.
And the okonomiyaki in Osaka, we found a vegan okonomiyaki, and that was the best.
And
it
it's
was
like-
so good.
It's like this tiny little restaurant. It only fits about 6 people, so people will literally like take a ticket and come back like 3 hours later to eat there because it's so good. And it's run by like this one lady, does everything. She's like the waitress, the cook, everything, and it's really nice. It's really wholesome.
I have the feeling you stayed a lot hungry though for some days.
A little bit, but that's okay. It's fine.
When we found good food, we ate a lot. And food is cheaper in Japan as well. So we ordered, maybe enough for 3 or 4 people, ate it all, and then we wouldn't be hungry the next day.
Yesterday we went to what's that shrine? It was in Asakuso. I loved
Sensoji.
it. That
Yes,
to
that's
me,
it, essentially, yeah.
to me that was proper Japan. Like I love the flashing lights and the games and all of that, but that to me was market food, everything that I loved. He's a little bit opposite. He's more of a car guy, so anything car based he loves. But that was my favorite day so far.
So Asakusa and Senjoji Temple was your favorite?
My favorite so far. We still got 4 more days, still going to Disneyland, so we'll see, because that might be my favorite, but yeah.
So Senjoji Temple, Asakusa made you smile. Cars made you smile. Tell us about it.
So I've rented a car here in Japan in a couple of days, and just looking forward to the driving roads, really all about it, and a bit of the woodworking as well, because I'm a carpenter, so I'm just trying to easing into that and trying to see what's what. I actually met a carpenter today, so he's been a carpenter for 60 years, so we had a bit of a chat via Google Translate, so that was pretty cool.
Wow, so it's like
yeah.
Japanese carpenter knowledge. Were there any differences?
A little bit. Obviously, there was the language barrier. Obviously, the knowledge is there and the understanding is there. So it's kind of cool to see what they do and how they work and how we work is similar in many ways, but very different as well, because obviously the culture is a lot deeper and the traditions are a lot longer for the Japanese. Whereas for us in Australia, it's not, it's very modernized. It's not so old and traditional, which is what I like. So.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
I looked at it from across the road. I'm like, anyways, I'll stay out of this because they're bonding, but it's good. And the people are so friendly. I, at the start, wasn't that keen on coming to Japan because I wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to see other stuff. But since I've come, to change my mind. I think it's beautiful. And I wish we stayed longer to go to other parts like Kyoto and Osaka. They're a little bit far for a 7-day trip, but I recommend if you're going to come, stay for 2 weeks.
Japan is a wonderful country, and actually while we were shooting we had this situation. There's a little girl, she had like hairs and clips and pins in her hair like Decora Harajuku style, and her mom was also dressed fancy, and the little girl was like, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, of course you can. And so me and the girl took some pictures together, and whenever she was walking up and down the street we would wave at each other and she looked really happy. And all these little moments there make us smile and give us some heartwarming moments. So let us know a heartwarming moment you might have had in Japan, and check out this video here next for more stuff from Japan. We're really hitting the streets right now hard here and getting so many cool interviews out to you. So if you have missed this one, be sure to check it out now. Thanks for hanging out. Socials are down below. This is Kathy Cat. Bye.